And we are live. Welcome back to Takes by Fans. We have a great show for you today, as always. We are live every single day at noon Eastern. If you want to watch live, head over to twitch.tv/takesbyfans. If you want to watch but not live, head over to our YouTube channel, Takes by Fans. We post all of our shows and clips of the show there on a daily basis. And if you just want to listen, we're on podcasting apps, folks. Spotify, iHeartRadio, Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, however you want to watch or listen, we've got you covered multiple ways. Alrighty, today is a big old Sunday. Unfortunately, the first Sunday without NFL football. We get the Pro Bowl, but it's not even a real Pro Bowl. They're doing it in Madden. Kind of really lame. Kind of very lame. Very lame. So, I probably will watch it just because it's football, I guess. But, yeah, having these Pro Bowl players play themselves in Madden, that's not entertainment. That is not entertainment. So, yeah, that's what is today in the NFL. Now, tomorrow or next week, obviously, is the Super Bowl. So we're going to get prepared for that throughout the entire next week, starting tomorrow. But yeah, today, a lot of NBA from last night, got to break down, a lot of NBA on today. I think there's a 1 o'clock game, a 3 o'clock game. Hopefully we can get our moneymaker in time for that 1 o'clock game if the line is good enough for us to take. Because, folks, let's start here. Our moneymaker, folks, our moneymaker is really making money. Oh my goodness, we are absolutely killing it. As you see in these last two dates over here, they got green check marks. That's mean we hit every piece in our picks. The last 4 days, we are 10 of 11, and our only one loss was by 1.5 points by the Rockets. We took them -4.5, and they only won by 3. Shucks. So, I mean, folks, we're basically flawless right here, and that chance carried over to yesterday, because here it is. Our 3-teamer from last night was Rockets, just to pick 'em, easy money there to beat the Pelicans. I mean, folks, Pelicans were on a back-to-back. We were just thinking, the Rockets are real good. The Pelicans, yeah, they hit the 3 against the Bucs, but, on a back-to-back, they're not going to be able to continue that. And what happened? They weren't able to continue that. So Rockets went straight up. We took them straight up. The line was a pick-em, and, we win there. And then Hornets plus 8.5, folks, the Bucs are not good. The Bucs are not good. We've been saying this all season long, and, we've been buying this Hornets team for the past week. We've taken them twice in the last 4 days in our moneymaker, plus points, plus 5.5, plus 8.5. They're winning games outright against great teams. These are great value. We swallow them up every time we see it, and we got 8.5 at home against the Bucs, who can't hit the 3. Although they did hit the 3 against, pretty decent against the Hornets, but still, it's not enough. It's not a complete team on a game-to-game basis. Yes, they have highlights because it's Giannis. It's their one superstar. So yes, they're in the media. They're talked about a lot. But don't fall into the traps. Don't fall into the trap of the Bucs actually being good. They're not that great. There's nothing special about them besides Giannis. So Hornets plus 8.5 last night. They win outright. Didn't even need the 8.5, folks. And then Blazers plus 2.5. They were basically winning the entire game. The Bulls kind of got the lead in the fourth quarter, but then it's Dame, dollar bill, y'all. Come on. 2 threes in a span of 11 seconds to win a game. Absolutely magnificent. Once again, the Blazers win. Didn't even need the 2.5, but hey, we'll take it. We'll take the extra, 2.5 just in case. And, another successful play here. 3 picks. If you bet 100, you won $600. If you took the $600 that you won from 2 days ago and bet it on here, you would have been up $4,000, folks. It's easy to make money just like that, and that's what we're doing here. We're trying to get you all the money. So we're gonna go back to back today. 6 games. Hopefully we can find some good value somewhere. So that's what we're coming with you today on the show. Alrighty, let's move around to some stories, and the biggest story that happened yesterday, folks. I mean, when this broke like 8 o'clock at night, 10 o'clock at night, it caught me by surprise. Holy moly. There is a new quarterback for the Los Angeles Rams, folks, and it's old Matthew Stafford. The Lions traded Matthew Stafford to the Rams for Jared Goff, 2 first-round picks, and a third-round pick. Now, who won the trade? I gotta say it's the Rams, folks. You get the better quarterback. All this team needed was a quarterback. No, I mean, Jared Goff hasn't been getting it done. So now we're gonna get another kind of narrative going into 2020. 2021. Was it Jared Goff? Was it Sean McVay? Who deserves credit for, the brief success for the Rams? I mean, they got to a Super Bowl. They got to the playoffs almost every season. So somebody's got to be kind of responsible for that. Kind of like Brady and Belichick, which we've been following all season, really looking like it was on Brady, not really Belichick. So next season we get to watch that narrative. Matt Stafford finally gets to compete for a ring. Finally. No Phillip Rivers. This man is not trying to be Phillip Rivers. He sees how that story ends. You go to the Colts in your last year, you make the playoffs and lose in the first round of the wild card. Then you go to the Hall of Fame, but does it really even matter if you don't got the ring? Come on. So this is going to be real exciting to watch. Jared Goff on the Lions. That's probably not even going to work. I mean, this Lions organization is really not that great. They really don't have any good pieces already in place. I mean, Galladay, is that even a great receiver? Can Jared Goff make Galladay work? I don't know. So the Lions getting 2 picks here. I absolutely hate picks. I hate draft picks. I don't think they're really worth anything unless you're in the top 10. If you have a top 10 draft pick, then that's a solid pick. But usually those only go to rebuilding teams. That's why, if you have a bad record, you get a good draft pick. So if you're not in the top 10, these draft picks are really worthless. You can find value deep in the draft. You can find busts real high in the draft. We see it all the time, folks. So drafting there's no certainty in it. The Lions, they're getting the Rams 2 future first-round picks in 2023 and 2024, I believe. But I mean, the Rams aren't going to have high draft picks. So, yes, the Lions are getting draft picks, but they're going to be, high 20s, nothing real great. So the Lions may be having 2 first-round picks in the first round since they have their own in the Rams for the next couple of seasons. But, at the end of the day, these are really not anything great. You can bust up in the draft. Nothing works out. You don't get a great pick. They turns out to a bust. So if you don't have a top 10 pick, I really don't care about it. I would be trading my picks all the time, just like the Rams are. And as we see right here, Jared Goff was the Rams' last first-round pick in 2016. Now we know why the Rams don't like their draft picks. They're like, we just spent a first-round pick on this man. Anybody see anything great from this man? Can't even win a Super Bowl. Can't even win a Super Bowl his second year into the season. This is a bust. This man's a bust. So, Rams. Let's just kind of dissect their kind of draft picks because I see a lot of people saying that the Lions kind of won the draft or won the trade because they got a solid quarterback and draft picks. Let's not kind of go that far. Let's kind of see what first round draft picks does to your team. Does it do anything good? So here we go. The Rams have traded away their first round draft picks since 2016. Didn't have a first round in 2017, 18, 19, or 20. So what have the Rams done since that time span of drafting Jared Goff? Let's see their overall record. Well, here we go. In 2016, they get Jared Goff. They go 4-12. Obviously, you're not going to do anything great there. All right, so 2017, his first real year, his first real season under his belt. They go 11-5. Now they don't have a first-round draft pick in this season. They go 11-5. They lose the wild card. You still make the playoffs without having a first-round pick. That's fine. Now in 2018, once again, no first-round pick. They got to the Super Bowl. They lost it. Unfortunate. 2019, they had no first-round pick. They went 9-7, just barely missed the playoffs. Then just this season, once again, no first-round draft picks. They go 10-6. They make it to the second round of the playoffs. They won a first-round playoff game. They won the wild card. And then they have to go to Green Bay, and then they lose to Green Bay, which is to be expected because Green Bay was actually good before they faced, the Bucs. So, yes, you don't need a first-round pick to be successful in this league. Just go get the proven talent. Go get the proven quarterback, and that's what the Rams did. So I 100% believe that the Rams won the trade. You upgrade at quarterback kind of substantially. Jared Goff over Matt Stafford. Look what Matt Stafford was doing with this Lions team with just pure trash at the organization, at the highest level, at the coaching position, at the talent level on the actual field. There was nothing great about this Lions team. He was working with rookie DeAndre Swift this season, who was actively trying to lose games for the Lions the entire season. He was just going to Galladay, making him work one solid wide receiver on his team that he really elevated into kind of a superstar. So, yeah. Lions, I don't really think won the trade. They kind of got worse at quarterback. The Rams, if you're trading a quarterback, that's really not a great sign. Now, I know you guys can come right back at it with the argument, well, the Lions traded Matt Stafford. Yeah, because, they're moving in a new direction overall in their organization. They're rebuilding. The Rams are just getting rid of their quarterback just because he's trash. They think the man cannot play. It's super unfortunate. It seemed like even when Jared Goff had good games, they were still kind of barely winning or still losing. So I don't really think Jared Goff has too much of an impact on this overall Rams team, where Matt Stafford, we know, can elevate receivers, and they got Robert Woods and Cooper Kupp. I mean, Jared Goff was throwing like 100 yards to them every game and still losing. Matt Stafford can, definitely elevate those around them, get more activity involved with, the number 3, the number 4, the running back, the number 3, number 4 wide receiver, the running back, getting them involved a little bit more. So, absolutely huge trade. Definitely caught me by surprise, and this is definitely one that we're going to have to keep an eye on come 2021 in the NFL season, when we get to finally see Matt Stafford for the Rams, Jared Goff for the Lions. Which team's going to look better? Are the Rams going to look even better than what they had with Jared Goff with Matt Stafford? That's going to be in question. So, Sean McVay, hey, this is his season. If he doesn't do anything first season with Matt Stafford, I think we can officially kind of rule him out as not really a genius, and maybe just kind of got lucky getting to the Super Bowl for one season. So with this trade, it really puts a lot of pressure on Sean McVay. He's doubling down, saying, hang on, I was fine running this offense. It was just Jared Goff holding us back. So a lot of pressure with this trade for Sean McVay. Alrighty, let's keep moving on here. Marcus Smart is unfortunately out for a week or two. Went down last night against the Lakers in about the fourth quarter. Super unfortunate for the Celtics team. They're already kind of really not deep. Now you're missing a starter here who's really kind of solid. He's a solid player, not always consistent, not always clutch, as we just saw, a couple days ago, missing a wide open 3 to kind of win the game. Not the greatest. So definitely the Celtics will feel Marcus Smart being out of the starting lineup for the next week or two. So we're going to have to start fading the Celtics a little bit. Not that we were big on them anyway, but we're going to have to start fading them more than, we already don't like them that much. Alrighty, what else do we got here? Keep moving on. Alrighty, once again, just kind of hammering our point of coaching matters a ton. Seahawks Jamal Adams says I'd, quote, run through a brick wall for Pete Carroll, the head coach for the for the Seahawks. When was the last time anybody said that about Adam Gase? Can anybody quote me one positive thing any player has ever said about Adam Gase in their entire career? And don't bring up the fake, phony quotes of Le'Veon Bell saying, hey, we're actually friends and we actually talk all the time. We're actually real tight. That was all baloney. We know this. We know that was false from as soon as that quote came out. We know that was phony. That was a lie by Le'Veon Bell. So just coaching matters. Jamal Adams, in a great organization here with the Seahawks, have a history of having great defenses. Everybody seems to love Pete Carroll. I mean, I don't think I've ever heard a bad thing about him. So just once again, coaching matters hugely in the NFL, folks. So when we kind of start questioning why some people got hired, we just saw the Eagles press conference. We saw that kind of train wreck. We seeing what the Lions are doing, hiring a no-name, trying to do something. So not the greatest, but Pete Carroll's pretty good. So, just kind of hammering our point. Alrighty, and then the last story. Let's kind of just watch this, man. LaMelo Ball is looking absolutely fantastic. Rookie for the Hornets, coming off the bench, and this man's passing ability is absolutely fantastic. I know, a lot of people have been talking about Lonzo Ball's passing ability, but what LaMelo can do is absolutely magnificent. So NBA posted a nice little minute highlight clip of his best no-look dimes of the season so far. So let's go through, let's watch this together here and watch the full 1 minute 26 seconds of LaMelo Ball and why we should be buying this Hornets team, why we've been buying the Hornets team for the past week, and why we think everybody else should be too. Hopefully this doesn't get too big because, it's going to ruin the value. I mean, we were taking Hornets plus 5.5, Hornets plus 8, and they were winning outright, folks. Great value because of this man right here. So here we go. Let's start looking at some of these no-look passes, just a kind of casual no-look behind the back on a 2-on-1 transition for Gordon Hayward. No big big deal, just leading the charge. Look at this one. I mean, absolutely. I mean, this is the truest no look. The man doesn't even care. Once again, right here. I mean, just look at the accuracy this man is throwing these passes with. No look style. Just absolutely magnificent once again. Ooh, and then the thunderous two-hand behind the dunk pass or dunk. Oh my goodness. This Hornets team, they're young. They've got a lot of playmakers. The talent is undeniable right here. Who is that? Cody Zeller going down low as well. Everybody getting involved in this Hornets team. He's not just having this success with only Cody Zeller or Bridges or anything like that. He's getting everybody involved. A new player here with the no-look pass, getting it done. Everybody's buying in. Everybody's contributing from the starters to the bench here on the Hornets. And LaMelo Ball, he deserves a lot of credit for kind of the success that the Hornets are having, especially coming off the bench and just being the floor general. Once again, going to Gordon Hayward here. The drive, the no-look dish, and that's just wide open. That's just wide open at that point. I mean, you draw the double team. You just dump off the pass. Once again, alley-oop. Yes, sir. Fast break over the Raptors. I mean, it's magnificent. Magnificent. Rookie of the year, I think you can make a real strong argument, folks. So we love what LaMelo's doing there for the Hornets. We love the Hornets. They're a rising team, a team that we've been pretty big on this last couple of weeks here. So we'll continue to be on this Hornets team as long as they keep doing stuff like this. It's looking real good out there. Alrighty, those are all the stories that we kind of needed to cover. So let's transition over to the NBA. A lot of games on last night, 6 games on today, nationally televised games starting at 1 o'clock, 3 o'clock game. I'm not sure if there's a late game. Is there a late game on? Let's double check. We got all day basketball or just morning basketball? Let's see. Oh, am I bugging? Oh, they're all on NBA League Pass or NBA TV. No primetime games here? Oh, well, that's unfortunate. Well, you got to get League Pass or NBA TV if you want to watch basketball today, unfortunately. I thought there was some on ESPN. Unfortunate. All right. Alrighty, let's, I think, right? I am on the right day. Yeah. Alrighty, let's go back to yesterday's action. All right, here we go. We'll quickly break down the games quickly, and then we'll go a little bit deeper into the stats and break them down there. So here we go. Blazers and the Bulls, and folks, Damian Lillard. We're going to show you the clips when we talk about this game a little bit more in depth, but 11 seconds left. Blazers down 5. Dame takes over. That's all we'll say about it. You just got to watch it to watch it, folks. It's truly incredible what this man did, and that's why we like the Trailblazers, one of our moneymaker picks last night. Because, yes, even without C.J. McCollum and Yusuf Nurkic, the Blazers team is still overall pretty solid. And the Bulls, they're just kind of an average team, just have one big superstar in Zach LaVine, and that's really it. So we felt comfortable with the Blazers here. This was kind of a big lead for the Blazers throughout the game. Bulls kind of came a little, early in the fourth quarter, started to get it done a little bit more. They had the lead for a little bit, but you can never count out Damian Lillard, folks, and we'll truly show you that when we watch the film. It's incredible. Alrighty, Hornets and the Bucs. The Bucs have just dropped 2 straight games, folks. 2 straight games against the Pelicans and the Hornets here. Not looking good. They shot the 3 decently well, but in the grand scheme of things, they still lose the game. So, they can drive well for a game. They can shoot well from 3 for a game. They can never get them to sync up together in the same game to win. I mean, there's no reason why this Bucs team should be losing to the Hornets. They had the size advantage right off the rip. I don't know why Giannis. I mean, we see Giannis having great success. He had 34 points and 18 rebounds, but still, at the end of the day, why did they not win the game? Why can they not win the game? Is it the coaching? I'm not a big fan of their coach. Who was it? Buzenholt, something like that. Not a great coach. Doesn't really experiment too much in the starting lineups, anything like that. You're losing games kind of consistently here. I mean, you're only 11-8, basically win loss. I mean, nothing special about this Bucs team. Something has to change. And, the coach is kind of adamant on not changing anything. So Hornets looking absolutely flawless out here. They win 126-114, folks. A true blowout. That's a blowout. 12-point victory over one of the better teams in the East. Absolutely. And we got them. Did we mention this already? We had them plus 8.5 points. 8.5. Absolutely magnificent. Alrighty, so Hornets get the win 126-114 over the Bucs. And then look at this, the three games right at the top here of our moneymakers. And, it ended here with the Rockets and the Pelicans. And this was a pick-em. The Pelicans on a back-to-back. Rockets a little bit of extra rest here. And, we saw the Pelicans 2 games ago against the Bucs absolutely kind of dominate the 3-ball. We expected the 3-ball not to hit as much as it did in the previous game. And that's exactly what happened. The Rockets looking good. Once again, John Wall and Victor Oladipo getting it done, folks. And I know we only change power rankings on Fridays, but we're doing an impromptu right here because I've kind of had enough of the Bulls, or enough of the Bucs, honestly. We moved them up to number 7 on Friday, but I think it was a bad choice. On that same day, they lose to the Pelicans, and then yesterday they lose to the Hornets. So I'm honestly a little over the Bucs. If they want to try and claw their way back into the top 10, they can, but we're going to kick them out. So we're going to move all the teams up one. We're going to move all the team up one, and then we're going to add a new team right now because I'm super impressed by them. So let's get these 7, 8, 9 in order. Everybody moving up one spot. Well done to all these teams. Moving the Bucs out of the top 10. I'm over them. I'm sick of them already this season. I'm truly over it. So we're going to add this team right here, the Rockets. I mean, folks, what they're doing is absolutely fantastic. They have won ever since John Wall and Victor Oladipo have started to be in the starting lineup together. So, this is the new team. This is the new Rockets. They're looking good. They're beating the teams that they should be. They're kind of dominating. You see Victor Oladipo getting his. You see John Wall getting his. And they're just working together. This is way better than James Harden and Russell Westbrook because both players actually contribute on a nightly basis. It's not all just, James Harden getting it done and Russell Westbrook contributing his 6 turnovers like usual. It's nothing like that anymore. It's Victor Oladipo, 20 points, 5 assists, 5 rebounds, just like that. John Wall, 20 points, 5 rebounds, 5 assists, just like that as well. So both having solid contributions here. And for that reason, congratulations to the Rockets getting in the top 10. I think I've seen enough here. And I know we do this on Fridays, but I just could not. I had to do this today, folks. I just had to do it. Seeing this Bucs team still in our power rankings after they're just losing games against really team. I mean, do you think they should have lost to the Pelicans and the Hornets? Come on. Especially the Hornets. There's no beef down low. They should have had success all night, honestly. And they didn't. So alrighty. So congratulations to the Celtics moving up a spot, even though they'll probably move down a little bit and come next Friday. Pacers at 8, Hawks at 9, and the Rockets emerging number 10 now. No more Bucks in our top 10. Over it. So Rockets get the win 126-112. Already Heat and the Kings, and folks, Jimmy Butler's back and they win. Coincidence? No, it's not a coincidence, folks. We've been saying this. Jimmy Butler is the lifeblood of this team, and he actually went and dropped 30 points this game, which is kind of not expected, but in his first game back, I'm sure he was antsy, itching to score the basketball. So very well done to the Heat, finally getting back on track because Jimmy Butler's back in the starting lineup, folks. That's it. If Jimmy Butler's there, they're going to be winning games consistently. Alrighty, Lakers and Celtics, and this game was on TV. It was a fantastic game. I mean, folks, we're going to watch some film on this game, too, because the final kind of couple of minutes that they show in the highlight package really accurately reflect how the game went. So, clutch scoring down late in the fourth quarter besides the 2 unclutchest players on the floor, Kemba Walker, Daniel Tice. Those were the last 2 players on the Celtics to touch the basketball, and they lose the game because of it. So, everybody else stepping up. LeBron James, AD, Jason Tatum, Jaylen Brown, all 4 superstars stepping up for both teams. Unfortunately, the rest of the supporting cast did not get the memo for the Celtics because they should have won the game, and they didn't because you cannot trust Daniel Tice, absolutely. And Kemba Walker, he's maybe one of the most clutchest players of all time. I mean, he made his name being clutch in the NCAA tournament, right? With UConn hitting the buzzer beater. What was that, back in like 2012, 2013? And then ever since, I don't think this man's hit a clutch shot for the life of him, honestly. So he's a fraud. He's not getting it done here. He's not elevating his play for the Celtics. The Celtics have been going downhill ever since last season in the bubble. They got, they kind of got worse getting rid of Gordon Hayward, and now they're not, consistently hitting the 3 ball. They're not deep anymore, and they're just kind of an average team in the East now. So Lakers get the win 96-95. Grizzlies, Spurs, all right. Spurs up and down. Grizzlies, John Morant having a pretty great game here. Like to see him, improve it a little bit more. I want to see him really take the next step that Trae Young has taken for the Hawks, and I definitely think John Morant can give this man another full season under his belt. Next season, John Morant and the Grizzlies can really explode, kind of like what Trae Young has done with the Hawks this season, got them playing real good. So Grizzlies get the win 129-122. Suns, Mavericks, folks, we've told y'all this Mavericks team is not good anymore. They were, the Heat and the Mavericks, two great bubble teams that have definitely underperformed this season. The Heat have an excuse because Jimmy Butler has been in the health and safety protocols for like 2 weeks straight. The Mavericks, they don't have that excuse. Luka is playing. He's averaging triple doubles this entire season. It's just like, what is going on with them? They're not winning games. They're not getting it done. They're not closing it out in the fourth quarter, because that's when the Suns won the game, in the fourth quarter. I mean, the Mavs were up basically the entire game. No Devin Booker still with the Suns, and they still get the win. Come on. I know Chris Paul's fantastic. We saw what he did with the Thunder last season in the bubble, just carrying all those role players, and he's continuing to do it here even without Devin Booker. So I mean, we've got to praise Chris Paul so much. He's honestly playing the best basketball I think I've ever seen Chris Paul play, and I was watching him in the the New Orleans when he was down there, and then when he was with the Clippers in Lob City. And I honestly think the last season with the Thunder and this season with the Suns is better than anything he did with that Clippers team, honestly. And they had Blake Griffin and DeAndre Jordan. So got to give so big praise to Chris Paul. He's playing out of his mind here, elevating everybody around him, being a true point guard, and I'm here for it, folks. I'm truly here for it. So Suns get another win here, 111-105, and they're winning without Devin Booker. That's a huge sign, honestly. Alrighty, and then the last game of the night, Warriors and Pistons. And Pistons are back to not being good. That's what we knew. Blake Griffin, once again, not being good. Classic. He had one good game the 2 games ago, and that was it. Now he goes against this Warriors team, and they're back to floundering. So this Pistons team is exactly who we think they are. Nothing great. Warriors, Steph Curry's fantastic. Draymond Green's getting it done, just kind of being a true leader on the floor. Andrew Wiggins is getting it done. And I think Kelly Oubre Jr. had a decent game. Not 20 points, but like 18 points, and that's solid. So we'll give him that one. So Warriors beating the Pistons. Thank God. I could not have taken another Pistons beating a quality team. They beat the Lakers. They beat the 76ers. All just kind of fluke games, just rising to the occasion of beating good teams. Nothing to worry about. Alrighty, so that was the NBA from last night. Let's quickly go, not too quickly. Let's go a little bit deeper into the stats here, and then we'll get our moneymaker, and then we'll be out of here. So here we go. We'll start here with the Blazers and the Bulls, and folks, all we have to show is this last 11 minutes or 11.5 seconds here. Let's set up the scene. Here we go. Chicago is up 122-117 with 11 seconds left, and the Blazers are inbounding the ball. So let's watch. Who do they inbound the ball to? Well, we told y'all Damian Lillard has the last 6 points here. Here he is, just a deep three. Logo Lillard. Y'all know the nickname Dame Dollar, whichever one you want to call him, because he shows up on a nightly basis. I'll call him both. Logo Lillard, Dame Dollar. That's his new name. Full Damian, Dame Dollar, Logo Lillard. That's his name, folks. Respect it. You have to use every single nickname that he has for himself, because the man is balling out every game. So love it, love it, love it. Huge three here. So now it makes it 120-122. We had the 2.5. So even if he didn't make it, we still win. But hey, he actually did hit it. So let's give him credit. So here we go. Now the Bulls inbound, and the Blazers, they do a fantastic job of not following and actually get a jump ball. And then the Blazers win the tip, and then the ball is just hurried around, and Damian Lillard comes up with it, and he hits a fadeaway, fall-away three that goes down, because the man has ice in his veins. He's been here. Did y'all not just watch him the entire bubble? He was doing this on a nightly basis. He didn't care. Back-to-back, all in one stadium. It didn't matter, all on one court against whoever. Bring anybody. It doesn't matter. Bring the best. Bring the worst. It doesn't matter. I'm hitting the threes. Damian Lillard, yes, sir. Big three. Game winner. They win by 1. We had him plus 2.5. Damian Lillard goes for 44 points, folks. 44 points. That's what he does when CJ McCollum's not there. Even with CJ McCollum there, he'll drop 44. He doesn't care. So huge win for the Blazers. Damian Lillard steps up, absolutely magnificent. As we said, 44 points and 9 assists on 57% shooting. He shot 8 of 17 for the 3, so we'll give him that, especially when he hit 2 in the most clutch time. I can forgive every flaw that you had in this game if you make the game-winning shot, honestly. So Damian Lillard, fantastic performance. Gary Trent Jr., 18 points, 4 of 10 from 3, getting it done as well. Enes Kanter down low, one of my favorite bigs to watch, 22 points, 11 rebounds. Once again, getting it done. Really love his game down low. Robert Covington, 9 points. That's solid because Lillard had 44. Trent Jr. had 18. Enes Kanter had 22, so there's not a lot of more points to get for. So Robert Covington with his 9, shooting 60%. And then Nasir Little, he only took 1 shot. So, his 5 points, we can understand. He took 1 shot. He hit it. He hit the shot. He hit his 3. He hit the 2. Or he just hit the 3. Got to the line twice. That's his 5 points right there. Alrighty, off their bench, and this is kind of solid bench play as well. They only had 4 players playing off the bench. Rodney Hood puts up 6. Anthony Simmons, Simmons, however you pronounce it. I say Simmons. I think it is Simons. But Simons there, 8 points. Harry Giles third is 7 points, and Carmelo Anthony 4 points. That's all really solid, especially when you get this huge trio of scoring 44, 18, and 22. So we can definitely respect the bench play here. Getting it done. Loved it last night. Alrighty, the Bulls. Now here we go. Larry McCannon. 31 points. He did a fantastic job. He had some nice clutch shots in the fourth quarter to kind of extend their lead a little bit. Unfortunately, he just ran into Damian Lillard being a little bit more clutch, a little bit more better down the stretch later in the fourth quarter. Zach LaVine, 26 points, 7 rebounds. Kobe White, 20 points, 6 assists, really just getting it done. Patrick Williams, 11 points. And Daniel Gafford going against Enes Kanter, a little not great there. Only 4 points, and he only had 5 rebounds. So Enes Kanter getting it done against, the Bulls' bigs. And, I think that's all we've got to talk about. Solid contribution here off the bench here with the Bulls, too. I mean, this was a 1-point game, very close game. So, both teams doing real good here. And we see Thaddeus Young with 8 points off the bench. Garrett Temple with 9. Otto Porter Jr. with 7. So, all very solid. And then Thomas Satoransky. Yeah, that man, 6 points in 13 minutes of play. So, great game here. Lillard just being clutch. And, hey, I'll take clutch, folks. I will take clutch buzzer beaters all day. Alrighty, Bucks and the Hornets. Here we go. Let's start with the Hornets here. Gordon Hayward, 27 points, led the team, and then LaMelo Ball, 27 points as well off the bench, and 9 assists and 4 steals, folks. 4 big old steals, magnificent. 5 rebounds to go along with that. Shot 80%. The man had, oh my God, this is a flawless game, honestly. For a bench player to come out and do this, absolutely magnificent. For a rookie to come out here and do this on a Hornets team that really had, these young guns, these young Bucks here just stepping up and really turning this team around instantly. I absolutely love it. Miles Bridges, 11 points off the bench, 5 rebounds. Malik Monk off the bench, 18 points. Really the bench getting it all done. I love every minute of that. Let's talk about Terry Rozier for a second. He went down really at the tail end of the first half. He shoots up a half-court lob and twists his ankle a little bit. So he leaves half the game, and he, in half play, 17 minutes, 18 minutes of play, he had 12 points and 2 rebounds and 1 assist. So they lose their starting guard. LaMelo Ball takes over, and he doesn't look back and holds them to the win. So love it there. Cody Zeller down low, 7 points, 15 rebounds, 7 assists, working pretty well against Giannis a little bit. Did he have a successful day? If you're grabbing 15 rebounds against all the beef down low of the Bucks, that's pretty solid. So let's give it up for Cody Zeller having a real good game here. 7 points, 7 assists, 15 rebounds, 4 of them offensive. So love this kind of Hornets team. They're rising, folks. They got great stars on the bench of LaMelo Ball and Malik Monk, folks. Terry Rozier could be out for a couple of games, maybe a week like Marcus Smart is, and maybe we get LaMelo Ball elevated to the starting lineup. Let's see what this man can do at the starting level. I want to see it. So definitely we will still be on this Hornets train. until they kind of start to flounder, but I don't see that happening. All right, let's go to the Bucs now. Giannis, I mean, nobody's doubting his skill. 34 points, 9 assists, 18 rebounds. But where does he flounder, folks? We say it every day. Here it is, the free throw line, 10 of 18. Come on, 55% from the three. It absolutely kills the Bucs on a nightly basis. We saw it really right from the jump. That first game, them versus the Celtics. I'm pretty sure that was the first game. Almost certain. And Giannis misses a free throw to tie the game to go into overtime. They lose the game because of it. It was last second. Time expires. He gets fouled. He misses a free throw. They lose the game because of it. Giannis has to get better at that. So he misses 8 here. Add 8 points to this. They still lose. They still even lose if Giannis hits all 8 of those missed free throws. So, yes, something else needs to be done. But Giannis, they paid you $200 million. You got the Supermax. You cannot be missing all these free throws every game. He's back to 0 of 4 from 3 from shooting. He had a couple against the Pelicans in the fourth quarter, so he thought he was good now hitting the 3. No, folks, one game does not show anything. That's why we look at the stats on every single game, every single day. We don't do this for no reason, folks. We truly don't. So Giannis here, 34 points, 9 assists, 18 rebounds. Can't hit the free throw, can't hit the 3. So they've reached their ceiling. We saw it last season in the bubble. What did they make it? The second round of the playoffs and lost? That's their max here. That's their ceiling. They will never win a ring. Brook Lopez back to only 9 points, 4 rebounds. I mean, you don't even want Brook Lopez to be in 20-point shooting, territory. Get somebody else involved like Drew Holiday, who had a magnificent game, 21 points. He shot 5 of 10 from 3. Chris Middleton, 18 points, 4 of 6 from 3. I can get behind it. Now, Chris Middleton definitely needs to step it up a little bit more. He needs to consistently be out like 25 points. You need Giannis to go for 30. You need Chris Middleton to go for 25 on a nightly basis if this Bucs team wants any chance of winning, because they don't have a solid person stepping up every game. I mean, folks, we talk about Dante DiVincenzo. We're big on him, but 0 points this game. 0 of 5 from 3. That's not going to get it done. We need more consistency out of this game. Now, I know Drew Holiday had a good game from 3, 5 of 10, and so did Pat Connaughton, 5 of 8 off the bench, 15 points in total, but you still need the starters to step up, and DiVincenzo is not doing that. Chris Middleton a little light with the 18. So I don't know what the heck is going on with this. Well, I do know what's going on with this Bucs team. They just don't have any consistency from the 3. That's it. And until they get that, literally every team has that. That's why all these teams are beating them. The Pelicans, the Hornets. That's why they're losing these games, because the Hornets have good, consistent 3. And, the Pelicans, they have good 3. They have, great 3-point shooters that can turn it on any game. The Bucs don't even have that. They don't even have a great 3-point shooter that can just turn it on for a game. They don't have anything like that. So yeah, Bucs, Hornets, Bucs losing again. Move them off the top 10. No longer number 7 over them. Over them big. Alrighty, Rockets and the Pelicans, and Rockets getting the win here. Loved every second of it. Big fans of John Wall and Victor Oladipo, so let's start with them in the Rockets. John Wall, 15 points, 9 assists. Shot 4 of 6 from the 3, 66%. That's what we want to see. Victor Oladipo, 20 points, 7 assists, 6 rebounds. Just getting it done totality-wise through this entire game. Getting everybody involved. And can we talk about the emergence of Christian Wood, folks? 27 points and 9 rebounds. Is he a rookie or is he in his second year? Let me double check this. When was this? Oh, he's got 4 years experience. All right, so he's been in the league a little bit, but he's finally elevating his play here and is looking real good. So let's kind of praise Christian Wood in this kind of turnaround of the Rockets. We saw the Rockets the last couple of seasons just be absolutely small ball. How tall is Christian Wood? He's solid 6'8" or higher. What is he? 6'10". Yes, so absolutely magnificent size down low. He hits the 3 well. He can be in the paint, no worries. I mean, look at this game from this man. Oh my God, Christian Wood. I think we've got a new big 3 with this Rockets team, folks. Wall, Oladipo, and Christian Wood. And then you still got Eric Gordon, PJ Tucker, OGs of this Rockets team with Harden and Westbrook. So they know where they fit in this offense and how to score and just how to really just be defense and, kind of defer the ball to the superstars a little bit. So absolutely love Christian Wood. 27 points, 9 rebounds, 3 of 4 from 3, shot 84% from the field. I mean, what a game. What a game. Damn, super impressed by this man. And then you get Jashawn Tate, 13 points, shooting well, 9 rebounds, shot 75%, 1 of 2 from 3. PJ Tucker, just the beef down low. We don't usually expect a lot of points. He's very comparable to what Draymond Green does for the Warriors. So we don't really expect a lot of points, just solid defense by PJ Tucker. DeMarcus Cousins, 14, no. Eric Gordon, 14 points off the bench. He had some nice shots in the fourth quarter to just kind of extend the lead a little bit, ice the game. So very well done to him. Shot decently, 2 of 6 from 3, 33%. 44% overall. Not terrible for coming off the bench. Those are kind of bench shooting averages. And then DeMarcus Cousins off the bench, 4 points and 3 rebounds. Definitely like Christian Wood in the starting lineup over DeMarcus Cousins. So I definitely agree with, kind of that change that's been happening. But let's shout out Daniel House Jr., 8 points off the bench. David Wamba, 9 points off the bench. And Sterling Brown, 8 points off the bench. That's all solid contribution. I will definitely give it up to them. So Rockets looking real good. Just move them into the top 10 at number 10. Love everything about this Rockets team now that this is the team. This is the Rockets. I don't care about their record. I think they're 9-9 right now. I think they're still missing the playoffs. I think they're out of the playoffs in the West. They had like 9 or 11, or at 10 or 11. But this is a new Rockets team. John Wall, Victor Oladipo, dynamic duo, superstar duo. They're here. They're winning games. Haven't lost with them both in the starting lineup. So love it, love it, love it. New Rockets team after the trade. And this Rockets team, they won the trade. Every team that they kind of traded with, bringing in Victor Oladipo, getting John Wall, all those trades in the last, year, couple months, they've been getting it done. Love it. Alrighty, the Pelicans, the 3 ball, was it hitting? It was not hitting. We only see 12 3-pointers made by the Pelicans and 20 made by the Rockets. So the 3-point barrage that killed the Bucs did not help against this Rockets team. So Brandon Ingram, 15 points, only 2 of 7 from 3, a little bit lighter on what he does. Zion Williamson, 26 points, 7 rebounds, shot decently, 58% from the field. Steven Adams, really kind of a non-factor in this game. 4 points, 2 rebounds. Like to see him get up a little bit more. Christian Wade having a great game over him, unfortunately. Eric Bledsoe, 15 points, 5 assists, 4 rebounds. And Lonzo Ball back to his, lackluster 7 points. Whap, whap. What do you have, like 28 against the Bucs? Hitting all the threes. He's back to 1 of 6. This is Lonzo. This is classic Lonzo. 7 points, 4 assists, 8 rebounds. Now, it's not bad, but it's nothing great. It's not superstar level. It's just meh. It's replaceable. I can find other guards who can average me 7, 4, and 8. I can do that. That's not hard to find. I can actually get better value on different guards because I get a better scoring production out of them. I get that's not Lonzo's game. He's a better passer. I get all of that. But, at the end of the day, we are still going to need some points. And especially on this kind of younger team of Brandon Ingram, Zion, Lonzo Ball, we definitely need some scorers here because, Brandon Ingram is emerging. I will give him this. The last kind of year in the league has been fantastic. Zion, obviously new in the league as well, but he's putting up like 25 points a game kind of easily. And Lonzo Ball has to get back to that kind of, at least 10, really kind of at least 13 to 15 points a game. Jackson Hayes, I don't think he played the last game against the Bucs, so I'm glad that he's back out here. 10 points, shot 3 of 3 off the bench, 5 rebounds. We're big Jackson Hayes fans over here. Loved what he did last season. Nickeil Alexander-Walker, 13 points. Kiara Lewis Jr., 10 points. All these bench players cannot be having better scoring nights than Lonzo Ball. Come on, Lonzo. Your brother, LaMelo Ball, he's coming off the bench. They asked him to step up 31 minutes off the bench, and he's having great success. He's beating great teams. So the Pelicans, this is the Pelicans. This is what I expect from the Pelicans kind of on a nightly basis. Maybe Brandon Ingram to kind of get up to 20 points and not 15, and Steven Adams to get, probably 8 rebounds instead of the 2. But, this is kind of more speed of the Pelicans, not what you saw against the Bucs, what you saw here against the Rockets. Alrighty, let's move on. Kings and the Heat, and Jimmy Butler back in the starting lineup. 30 huge points, 8 assists, 7 rebounds, shooting 42%, 0 of 2 from 3, exactly what we say Jimmy Butler does. Who else stepped up here? Bam Adebayo back in action here, 18 points, 13 rebounds, very well done. Duncan Robinson, 14 points, 4 of 8 from shooting, making everybody better around him. Jimmy Butler does. Tyler Hero, 15 points, 2 of 5 from the 3. Once again, kind of elevating his play. Kelly Olynyk returns to the bench. Thank God, because he was not working as a starter here. 11 points, 4 rebounds. All right, 3 of 8 from 3. Once again, kind of getting back to what he's used to off the bench. That was really it. Obviously, they still have no Goran Dragic or Avery Bradley or Kendrick Nunn, which is unfortunate. So those are still 3 big old shooters that can get it done. But all you need is Jimmy Butler, folks. That's it. We tell y'all every day, Jimmy Butler brings this team together. He's the glue. He is the peanut butter to the Heat jelly. He is the Kool-Aid, folks. He's the Kool-Aid packet. Everybody on this Heat team is just the water. Just the water. Jimmy Butler is the packet in the sugar. He makes water taste great. He elevates the flavor of the water, and he elevates the team here. So love it. Jimmy Butler, now that he's back, we can start taking this Miami Heat team more seriously. They can start to make their kind of playoff push since, I mean, him being out has done a lot of damage. I think they're only at like 7 wins right now. It's not looking too good for them. But, you know, obviously a lot of time to get back on track. Jimmy Butler hopefully won't be back out on the health and safety protocols anymore. Hopefully he can kind of stay good and stay solid, because the Heat are good with him on the floor. You know, they can be missing, you know, 3 great scorers here. Goran Dragic is usually, you know, the second leading scorer on the team, and Kendrick Nunn always has fantastic contribution off the bench, you know, 10 points. I can expect that from him. So, you know, 2 big names out, and Jimmy Butler still finds a way to win. He is the only piece that I care about in the starting lineup. Alrighty, the Kings now. Unfortunately, they lose, and this is to be expected if Jimmy Butler's on the floor. And we also kind of almost, we did pass up good value on the Kings. I think they were plus 4.5 last night. Unfortunately, we didn't take that. Would have hit, so, you know, close there. Alrighty, De'Aaron Fox, 30 points, 6 rebounds, 6 assists, shot 3 of 11 from 3. Not the greatest, but he did put up 30 points, so we can forgive it a little bit. Buddy Hield, he ended up having a chance at the buzzer to win the game, but it gets blocked by Adebayo, so very well done there. And also, let's bring it up. Jimmy Butler. Do we have this highlight? No, we don't have a highlight. Jimmy Butler did score the final 2 points of the game and kind of leads them to the win, 105-104. The score was 105-104 for the final 1 minute of the game, for the full final 1 minute. So no scoring, just great defense down late. But Jimmy Butler gets kind of the game winner. If you go back like a minute and like 5 seconds, you know, that's the game winner. So Jimmy Butler, 30 points, game winner. Back in action, get the win. It's no coincidence, folks. It's no coincidence. Alrighty. The starters here did really good, actually, for the Kings. Unfortunately, that they lost. Harrison Barnes, 11 points. Marvin Bagley, 17 points. Raquan Holmes, 4 points. But, you know, 6 rebounds to go along with that. You know, obviously, De'Aaron Fox scoring 30. You know, more limited points on the floor. And then Tyrese Halliburton, really big on him off the bench. 10 points, 7 rebounds, 6 assists. This Kings team has a decent bench in Hassan Whiteside and Halliburton, and their starting players are just a bunch of big old role players. And De'Aaron Fox is an emerging star. Can he reach the Trae Young level? I don't know. I would say, you know, De'Aaron Fox, and I'm blanking on the other name. Did we talk about them already? De'Aaron Fox. And who's on the Grizzlies? Did we talk Grizzlies yet? Didn't talk Grizzlies yet. But yeah, De'Aaron Fox, he is a kind of rising superstar. I do compare him to Trae Young a little bit. I just don't know if he can take that next step. Obviously, De'Aaron Fox is still young in his career, so he has time to kind of elevate his play. Obviously, that's why, you know, draft picks in the NBA, little not great as well, because, you know, they take years to develop, years. I mean, we're finally seeing Trae Young take that next step, that he can finally start elevating players around him and start winning games consistently. And he's what? Well, I don't even know how many seasons he's in. I think fourth season for Trae Young. Third, fourth. think fourth. Alrighty, so that was, what do we got here? Heat Kings. Heat getting the win, 105-104. Alrighty, Lakers and the Celtics, and folks, let's start here with the nice little highlight package here. This encapsulates everybody as we see Marcus Smart getting on the floor, heading off the floor, kind of like 10 minutes left in the fourth quarter because of an ankle, I think. So he's out for a week or two, but now this is where it starts getting good. Game tied at 85 with 5 minutes left. This is where things turn. This is where superstars start to step up a little bit. So let's watch it here. Anthony Davis passes it to LeBron James. He hits a huge three. Bingo, bango. Now, what they don't show you is that LeBron came down on the very next position and hit another three, back-to-back threes to extend the lead to 91-87. And then we get LeBron James passing to Montrezl Harrell. So LeBron James, three-pointer, assist, elevating their team to a 5-point lead here. And now it's the Celtics' turn to start to get, superstars to heat up a little bit. Jason Tatum hits the mid-range to knock the lead down to three. Then on the next possession, a nice little floater to extend the lead or to extend the deficit only to 1 point. Anthony Davis on the last possession turns the ball over, and now here it is. Jaylen Brown passes up this ball. Huge mistake here. The ball finds its way to Kemba Walker. We know this man's not clutch. Step back, no good. Daniel Tice, game-winning layup. Can't even make that. So the Celtics win. I have the same reaction that Jaylen Brown has right now. Why the hell did I pass up this ball? I've got scrubs on my team. They can't even hit a mid-range jumper for the win. They can't even hit a putback layup for a win. What did I do? Giving the ball up there, passing the ball. We just turned the ball over. We had, transition like 3-on-1, 3-on-2. I passed the ball up. Kemba Walker takes a bad shot. Daniel Tice can't even put the putback board up. Damn! And the Celtics win because of that. Or the Lakers win because of that. The Celtics lose because of that. So Kemba Walker cannot be trusted anymore. The man had 4 points the entire game. 1 of 2, 8% shooting. 8% shooting, folks. What is that? I don't know if I've ever seen that. 8% shooting. That's so disgusting. It's disgusting. It's disrespectful to Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum. Jaylen Brown, 28 points. Jaylen Brown, 30 points and 9 rebounds. Come on. Give this man a little bit of help. Daniel Tice, 14 points, but he couldn't put back layup wide open. Nobody even on him. Anthony Davis not even in the picture, and he puts it back and it goes off the left side of the rim. It's absolutely disastrous. There's no clutch players on the Celtics team besides the superstars of Brown and Tatum. I could not believe what I watched, honestly, at the last 11 seconds of that game. Celtics had it in their hand. Kemba Walker can't hit the mid-range for the win. Daniel Tice can't hit the putback. And, we've been saying that I hate Daniel Tice. I do not like this man as a big, and unfortunately, the Celtics really don't have a better big than Daniel Tice. Tristan Thompson's just meh. Robert Williams, he put up 2 points for the opposing team. He had an own basket in this game. So, yes, the 3 worst players on the Celtics team all contributed to the destruction, to the loss here. The Celtics lose by 1. Robert Williams scores a putback layup in his own basket. That's 2 points right there. You can blame him for the loss. We saw, the putback attempts, the game winner attempts by Tyson Kemba Walker. So, oh man, folks. The Celtics team, if it's not Jason Tatum, and if it's not Jaylen Brown, I don't want to see it anymore. I don't want to see it. The Celtics team, they kind of reached their peak last season in the bubble, and losing Gordon Hayward, getting rid of Gordon Hayward. Now they're just a mad team. They got 2 great superstars, and that's really it now. All right, the Lakers kind of escaped here, but let's shout out LeBron James. I mean, huge clutchness in the fourth quarter. That's what we know LeBron James can do. Ain't no worries there. 21 points, 7 assists, 7 rebounds, full game, getting it done in the fourth quarter. Loved it. Anthony Davis, we saw him on the turnover there at the last kind of possession. Not the greatest, but they still win the game, so hey, let's give it up for him. 27 points, 14 rebounds, 6 offensive rebounds. I mean, Daniel Tice, what are you doing? Why are you allowing Anthony Davis to grab 14 rebounds and 6 offensive? Robert Williams, what are we doing out there? Anthony Davis is destroying y'all. Come on, put it up a little bit better of a fight down there. Alrighty, Dennis Schroeder, once again, just kind of letting us down a little bit. 12 points. He needs to be higher than that. He needs to be the third leading scorer in this game. It's got to go LeBron 1, AD 2, or AD 1, LeBron 2. It doesn't really matter. They need to be in the top 2. Dennis Schroeder needs to do like 20 points, 18 to 20. That's what we need to see from this man. So 12 points here, 1 of 5 from the 3. That's not going to get it done. That's like Danny Green. You can't replace Danny Green with Danny Green because Danny Green's not good. So Dennis Schroeder's got to step it up a little bit here. Kyle Kuzma, 11 points off the bench. Absolutely magnificent to go along with 6 rebounds. Now, this is what we want to see by Kuzma on a daily basis, on a game-to-game basis. In Montrezl Harrell, 16 huge points, 5 rebounds. Once again, usually, we kind of see him with a good game and a bad game. This was a good one. We saw him kind of completely melt down in the Clippers in the playoff run last season. So him coming off the bench here, definitely, more his speed, even though he was coming off the bench with the Clippers anyway. But, we see 16 points from him in this game, so not a bad performance by him. Alrighty. That was Lakers Celtics. Celtics being one of the most unclutch teams I have ever seen. Not good. Alrighty, alright, this was the thing. That was the highlight. Alrighty, Grizzlies and the Spurs. Let's try and quickly get through these last 3 games so we can try to squeeze in this 1 o'clock moneymaker. Grizzlies, let's quickly talk about Ja Morant. 19 points, 11 assists. That's who I kind of wanted to compare De'Aaron Fox to. Them, they're kind of the same play style that can elevate to Trae Young, so let's keep an eye on him. Let's quickly go over the Spurs. What do we got? Keldon Johnson, 12 points. LaMarcus Aldridge, 14 points. DeMar DeRozan only had 5 points. No wonder why they lost the game. But this is some solid contribution. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 Spurs players all in double digits, and that's not even including DeMar DeRozan. So, the Spurs team, they have a very solid squad. DeMar DeRozan not stepping up is really uncharacteristic, and we see them lose kind of a big game. They lost by 17. So DeMar DeRozan, we usually expect him 25 plus points, only 5 here. They lose because of it. Alrighty, Suns and the Mavs, and folks, the Suns team, Chris Paul is a god. He's a god. Let's kind of start putting him in the conversation for MVP. Now, obviously, we don't think he should win it because Joel Embiid's playing out of his mind. But let's respect him by give him the respect by at least talking about him, putting him in the category. If you're gonna put Doncic in the MVP category, you better be putting Chris Paul in the MVP category. 29 points, 12 assists, 3 rebounds. Absolutely magnificent. They get the win. DeAndre Ayton, absolutely magnificent. 18 points, 17 rebounds, 6 offensive, and he put up 4 assists to go along with that. And Jay Crowder, 14 points to go along with that. McCall Bridges, 14 points. So really everybody getting it done, even without Devin Booker in the starting lineup. That's super impressive, folks, honestly. Alrighty, the Mavericks. Alright, yes, Luka, fantastic game. 29 points, 7 assists, 8 rebounds, but it's a loss. It's like every game we're talking about Luka being good, but the team loses. We see Kristaps Porzingis not even playing in this game. Not great. We saw him not play in the playoffs, and that really hindered. That was basically why they lost. They lost to the Clippers, yeah? Is that what it was? Mavs Clippers? I gotta refresh my memory on last season's playoffs, but I'm pretty sure that's what it was. And they really would have beaten the Clippers if, Kristaps Porzingis played the entire series. So the Suns win 111-105. And then the last game from last night, the Pistons-Warriors. We don't even need to talk about the Pistons. We'll quickly glance on Blake Griffin. 5 points, 1 of 3 from 3. Finally, he's back down to earth. He had one great game where he put up 20 points, shot well from the 3. But now we're back to him being absolutely trash. No wonder why they lose. Alrighty, and then the Warriors, what do we got here? Steph Curry, 28 points, 7 assists, 5 rebounds, 6 of 8 from the 3. Steph Curry is still here, folks. He's not going anywhere. James Wiseman off the bench, 11 points, 9 rebounds. He's having great success here off the bench. Kelly Oubre back at his 18 points and 5 rebounds. 6 rebounds. All right. Very well done. And, Andrew Wiggins, 20 points. Andrew Wiggins is the unsung hero of this Warriors team. Let's give this man a lot of praise. He's honestly a little bit more consistent than Kelly Oubre Jr. How crazy is that? So, this Warriors team is pretty good. Still like to watch them. Steph Curry is still there, so they got a chance to win every game. Alrighty, let's quickly let's go to our moneymaker. I know is it a 1 o'clock, 1:05 tip-off? 1:10. Oh, we've got plenty of time. Fantastic. All right. Right now it's 12:59, so we're making it right in time. 10 minutes left for this next Clippers game to talk about. Alrighty, so our moneymaker has been absolutely crazy these last 4 days, going absolutely wild, hitting three straight, or 3 out of 4 3-teamers in one two-teamer that we hit one on. So 10 of 11 officially in the last 4 days. Go to our website, takesbyfans.com. Go to the daily picks tab. Click on the date, and that will show you all of our picks and what we do, and if they were right or wrong. If you see a green check, that means we hit all of the picks on that one day. If you see an X, red X, that means we hit none of the picks on that day. And then if you see the check and the X, that means we hit some and lost some. So if you want to go, you just click on it, and then it brings up what we got. So obviously yesterday we said it at the top of the show. Rockets pick 'em, Hornets plus 8.5, Blazers plus 2.5. That hit. So that was yesterday, and then 2 days ago we are on back-to-back right here, folks. 2 days ago, Kings plus 5.5, Jazz -4, Hawks -4, all hitting very well. So we're looking at a three-peat, folks. Can we three-peat? Can we three-peat? Let's see if we can. Let's see if we get any great value here. So let's refresh these lines, get these up to the date, and see if we get any great value. Alrighty, first game, and this one's on at 1 o'clock. Knicks. Clippers -9.5. I'm expecting Kawhi Leonard and Paul George to play. This Knicks team at home plus the 9 is pretty solid. Yeah, Knicks coming off of a pretty big win against the Cavs 2 days ago. Clippers coming off of a big win against somebody. The Magic, I think. The Magic, absolutely blowing them out. So we're going to stay away from this one. The Clippers are obviously very good. The 9.5 is a lot to swallow for them. I think they win the game, but the Knicks here kind of, not a primetime game, obviously, since it's not on national TV, but a kind of 1 o'clock game, early start, could really go either way. Well, not really could go either way, but the spread could go either way in that aspect. I think the Clippers win, but 9.5, I'm not comfortable with that. Not comfortable. So let's stick away from that. Maybe we'll come back to that if we don't get any great value elsewhere. Oh, this is going to be a good one. Jazz, Nuggets, folks. These teams are very, very comparable. Kind of deep, from the starters to the bench. Got the great point guard, Donovan Mitchell, Jamal Murray. Got the great big, Jokic, Rudy Gobert. They faced in the playoffs last season. And who came out? It was the Jazz. No, was it the Nuggets? I'm forgetting, folks. Either way, it went 7, and I think the Jazz pulled it out. I think the Jazz pulled it out. So this is going to be a great game here. Nuggets plus 2.5. I like the Jazz in totality better. Now, I'm not sure if Donovan Mitchell is good to go. He's been in concussion protocol for the last 2 games. So let me quickly see if NBA Fantasy Labs, our favorite Twitter account here for the NBA, if they have posted any update on Donovan Mitchell. If he's good to go, I think we take them -2.5. Even if he's not good to go, honestly, we still believe in, Mike Conley and Joe Ingles to get it done in the absence of Donovan Mitchell. So I'm not seeing anything here quickly. Unfortunate. Let me Google him. Or not Google. Twitter search. Nerlens Noel is out today. Derek Favors is probable. Clippers are starting Jackson, George, Leonard, Patterson, and Ibaka. All right. Classic. So that's their starters. So the -9.5 for the Clippers is fine to take since everybody's in the starting lineup. Here it is. Donovan Mitchell, concussion is now probable on Sunday. So he should be good to go. And with that being said, I know this is going to be a tough game to take, but we're going to take this tough game. Going to be a close one. Going to be a great one to watch. I definitely recommend if you can watch this game, whether it's on League Pass or NBA TV, if you can watch this game, definitely do it. 3:40 tip-off. We're going to go Jazz -2.5 here. Rudy Gobert did a really solid job guarding Jokic in the bubble, and Donovan Mitchell's back in the starting lineup, most likely. I'm assuming he's probable with a concussion on game day. That usually means he's good to go. So we'll take the Jazz -2.5. Let's ride this Jazz train. They're on an 11-game win streak. Only have to swallow 2.5 here. I think they're the better team over the Nuggets. Even though they're comparable, I still like the Jazz over them. Already Nets in the Wizards, and Nets minus 7.5, and we know we can never take the Wizards with any points, even plus 40. We would not even take them at that point. Now, the only thing that is giving me slight hesitations on taking the Nets is Russell Westbrook going to go absolutely like Super Saiyan beast mode 1,000% to try and get back on James Harden, and for that trade? Possibly, but in the grand scheme of things, we're talking Kyrie, KD, and James Harden. I think we may have to swallow the 7.5 here and just have to live if it doesn't cover. It should cover 1,000% all day and tomorrow, but you know how things go in betting. If y'all bet, y'all know how it goes. Just nonsense happens sometimes, which ruins it. Oh, we see James Harden has been ruled out. So maybe we don't like this. I honestly think James Harden has put the most effort into changing his game personally. I mean, we really kind of say this every day that we talk about the Nets, but without James Harden, I'm definitely gonna stay away from the Nets minus 7. He's the one that's changing his game. He's the one that's really kind of facilitating the floor with the big three on there. He's kind of, all right, I won't take my shots so KD and Kyrie can get theirs. If push comes to shove, I will be the one that kind of takes the last shot. So with James Harden being out, we're going to stay away from the Nets minus 7.5 here. Alrighty, 76ers and the Pacers. Ooh, this is going to be a good one, folks. Truly a good one here. Not sure if Joel Embiid is good to go. I think he was a little questionable earlier in the week. Let's see if we can get anything here that's kind of solid. Don't think we have an update on, unfortunately. Truly unfortunate that we are not sure on Joel Embiid. The Twitter account hasn't posted in the last 32 minutes. That means no news has come out in the last 32 minutes, folks. This Twitter account is really on top of it. Alrighty, so do we still like the 76ers over the Pacers if Joel Embiid is not playing? Yes, kind of. They've got, they will be missing the beef down low. The Pacers don't have any really great beef themselves, so the 76ers should have no trouble kind of defending it. 76ers on the road, Pacers at home. I think we got to go 76ers here. I think that's solid. Minus 1.5, basically just picking the winner at that point. Let's finish off these last two games, and then we'll come back to the 76ers-Pacers game. Magic and the Raptors. Magic plus 5.5, and I like it a lot, folks. I absolutely like this a lot. Let me double check to make sure everybody is good to go for this Magic team, which I believe they should be. Yeah, everybody should be. I'm not seeing anybody. Not really seeing any big name out. So, Aaron Gordon has not been playing good these last two games. Vucevic really hasn't been doing anything else. This is a perfect time for the Magic to kind of get back on track. We know nothing great about this Raptors team. They're just this is their down season. This is their last kind of season altogether. I think the Raptors make a lot of switches after the season because you've reached your maximum potential with the superstar. You reached your maximum potential last season without the superstar, and now you're just a bunch of team of role players. So I actually like this a lot. I don't know. The Magic may not win this game, but I think they keep it competitive. The Raptors have not been blowing out anybody all season, so give me the plus 5.5 here, and we'll rock with the Magic. I think that's great value here. Alrighty, Cavs and the Timberwolves. Timberwolves, not a great team. Cavs up and coming, rising team. They can easily beat any team underneath them. We just saw them kind of flounder against the Knicks the other night, only put up 81 points total. Once again, on the road for that game. They were on the road for that game. So I'm not buying into the Cavs yet, even though swallowing 3 here is it does look appealing because the Timberwolves are really not that good. But, the Cavs, if they put up 81 points again, the Timberwolves can win the game. So we can't trust the Cavs just quite yet. Let's see them be a little bit more consistent. Even though this is a bad team to go against, they should have success. I'm not going to buy into it just quite yet. Let's go back to the 76ers. Let's take it so we get another kind of 3-teamer here. Great kind of odds, obviously, plus 590. So this is what we feel real comfortable with. Jazz minus 2.5, Magic plus 5.5, 76ers minus 1.5 over the Pacers here. I'm not even going to do the stipulation of, if Joel Embiid plays, then the bet is good to go. We're just going to take it because I kind of do like them. Their starters without Joel Embiid, it's a solid starting lineup still. Now, will they all kind of hit without him on the floor? I'm hoping so, but Joel Embiid could still even play this game. So, the fact that we haven't heard anything probably means he's good to go. So, this is going to be our moneymaker for today. Looking to go back to back to back, folks. 3 straight, 3-team moneymakers. I mean, folks, if you were playing along with us, 2 days ago when you bet 100 to win 600, if you took all that 600, that you won and put it on yesterday's moneymaker, you won 4,000. So if you put the 4,800 on this one, you could have been walking away with $33,000 if today's moneymaker hits. So this is how you make money quickly in a couple of days span, folks. You got to know what you're talking about, which we do. You got to have the capital, which, if you don't, unfortunate, not everybody has. It's a lot to put on. $100, I get it. But yeah, this is what we got going on today, folks. Jazz -2.5, Magic +5.5, and 76ers -1.5. Alrighty, perfect timing. 1:10. We can get out of here. Game on right now. Clippers, Knicks. Let's go watch that. We're back tomorrow, breaking down the NBA, and we are going to start kind of our season finale in the NFL season, where we look back on our predictions from earlier in the season, our kind of preseason predictions, see what happens. So that's what we got all next week leading up to Super Bowl Sunday. Alrighty, folks, we're out of here. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for watching. We're back tomorrow live, folks. Live noon.